I would be very, very grateful.
You know what we should have done? We should have called it. You know what we should have done, Dave? Called it the whatever the phobia is for locks. Because it's funny because it's the locking.
It's too late now.
I know the fear of phobias is phobophobia.
The fear of locks is cladariaphobia.
Oh, hi, H. H is in the chat, everybody.
Not H. H.
It's very difficult to say H when you speak in an accent, when you drop your H's. It's almost invisible.
I think that's my phobia.
It's like the linguistic equivalent of Saran Jones being scared of both water and confined spaces, and the characters you're playing being in water and confined spaces. Did anybody watch it, by the way?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
I still need to watch the Sean Bean prison one.
That's really good.
But I'm blasting through Chicago Med at the minute, so I can't.
Vigil, though, is a complete load of bobbins, but by God, is it entertaining.
Okay.
Mega bobbins.
Mega bobbins. But I wish Mike did reviews just as a permanent job. Absolute bobbins.
Well, sorry, I can't believe you.
It would be great on the poster, wouldn't it? Absolute bobbins.
Yeah.
No one would know whether that was good or bad.
Just like I'd love that to have Mike's review of like Benjamin Button. Just it's all right. It's a bit long. That's it.
Yeah. Very little reference to actual buttons.
I don't know if you remember, but a couple of weeks ago, I did suggest that we all group watch Diana the Musical because I've heard that it's also bobbins. But no one's got back to me. It's obviously fine.
What's it on, Mike? Is it on that Disney Plus?
No, Netflix. Apparently it's like not great.
I'd be up for that, Mike. I'd be up for that.
What are we talking about?
Watching Diana the Musical on Netflix.
Oh God, yeah, it's meant to be awful. I want to watch it.
Hasselhoff levels of.
Oh no, not Hasselhoff levels.
Do they have a death scene? Hopefully near the end, not right at the end, like near the end.
Unless they're going to do it like Blood Brothers and have it with the death at the... I mean, spoiler alert.
Oh
yeah. Spoiler.
The death happens
she's
first.
Dead.
Yeah.
I went to see Blood Brothers in London with school, and they put me in a box on the side, and I had my own toilet.
Oh,
anyway,
how very Tory of you!
I mean, now you mention it does sound pretty Tory. But,
I went to watch the theatre. It was a musical. I had a box and a shitter.
That was obviously where they put the disabled. Shut up, Adam.
Wow.
What happens if a Conservative turns up on the same night as a disabled? What happens then, Mike? Who gets preference?
They fight to the death.
It's not.
Just one of us loses wheels. Just because it's the I'm thinking of the Christmas film with where it goes.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
No,
Scrooge. Die Hard.
Jingle All the Way.
No,
Die Hard.
Angel Twins. It's like
yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. That's the one.
Wonderful Life paradox. It's not as funny when you forget the reference. But,
I've never seen that film.
Don't bother. It's all right.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Until after Christmas, and I have to say, like people talk about a lot about Clarence, the angel, doesn't turn up until quite a way into the film. It's like, well, I don't.
Wait until you get to
Yeah.
Diana the musical. Dowdy Fire don't get up until like right near the end.
Come on, no one's watching that for Dodie, are they?
I'm a
Come
big
on.
Dodie fan.
Oh, I'm a big Dodie fan.
I was really
I bet
upset.
Mohammed Al
Fayed
Fayed is watching it for Dowdy.
That's true.
I've never been in
Very
Harrods.
change of subject, eh?
I've never been in Harrods because it's not for the likes of me. But is that true that he used to have like a statue of himself in there?
Yeah.
I think that is true, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I
mean,
went in
is it
Harrods
still
once to have a
there?
look. And I don't think it's still there. Yeah.
I mean, if the man feels the need to put a statue of Michael Jackson outside of Fulham, I would assume
Oh,
that
God, I
he'll
forgot about
he did,
that.
yeah, he did. I forgot about
probably
that.
feels the need to put a statue of himself inside a store that he
It
owns.
is a university. It was such a bad statue.
It didn't look like him, did it?
I
And
mean, just saying.
Tea from Harrods.
Just saying, I'm waiting for the Tito one outside the South Bank.
Yeah, we need a Tito Jackson statue outside Molineux.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Liverpool can get a Purple Aki statue as well.
It's football jokes.
No,
not a
Purple
football
Aki isn't football.
joke.
I saw
don't
him, Adam, in Wolverhampton.
And you survived.
He's only interested in men with muscles, so
That's true.
I was fine.
Me too.
It's a guy who he's actually been banned by a court of law from feeling men's muscles. But he's like he's built like an absolute brick shithouse. And he just goes up to people who obviously go to the gym because they're built, and kind of intimidates them really, and then starts. I want to feel your muscles. It's very strange character. But yeah, he's from Liverpool, and I was walking through Wolverhampton. I was like, "That's him," and he was in Wolverhampton, just wandering around with his carrier bag.
Looking for
Talking to someone about bench pressing as well. Yeah.
Come on, like an NPC that's like stuck on the same conversation over and over. Every time you walk by, he's like, "I can bench press 200 pounds."
That sounds like you've had to do the voiceover for that NPC.
No, well, no, a bit, only on my reel.
See what that sounded like? Remember that talking tree, Steph and Dave, that was in Hollybush for a while? With a big
No.
on.
Tree.
You would go past it and it would tell like crap jokes.
I feel like you've had a fever dream.
I swear to God.
Like in the Rainforest Cafe.
There was once a talking tree in the Hollybush Gardens and it told crap jokes at you. Molly!
You can't just call for the stagehand every time you get confused.
She's a stagehand. If she comes in and speaks, it'll ruin everything.
Yeah, it's
This
like
isn't
when
meta, Mike. We don't do
Well,
meta.
I
We're
really
better than
wanted
that,
to
Mike.
come in.
I do actually sort of have a memory of like Mothercare in Telford Town Centre. That's dated already. Used to have a tree that opened its mouth and used to tell jokes and stuff.
Yeah, but it wasn't in the Hollybush though, was it?
I wouldn't
Perhaps
fucking
they
know. Mate.
donated it.
Maybe because no, it wasn't
maybe
Mothercare. It was
Mike
Adams.
made it up.
You see, when you first said the Hollybush, first thing I thought, of course, was probably what Steph also thought, which was the Hollybush in Cradley Heath.
I mean, no, it wasn't. I thought of the garden centre.
Oh, no, I thought, because isn't there a pub?
We have much different lives.
Yeah. Isn't there
Oh,
a
I thought you were
pub
talking about a pub.
called the Hollybush on the Pen Road?
Yes, there is.
That's where I thought. The bottom of the Pen Road, isn't it, before you get to that big island?
Ah, yes, the Pen Road and Cradley Heath being right next to each other.
No, I went Cradley Heath, then I went Hollybush Pen Road, and I didn't even think of the garden centre.
The one in Cradley Heath I've only ever known as the Bush.
The Bush, yeah.
The Bush.
I am mature.
Just keep saying it.
It's a very strange place, the Hollybush in Cradley Heath. But I was in there the one night, and they got an open fireplace, which I always thought was dangerous around drunks. and the landlord Dave, he's a bit of a legend, isn't he, Steph? Was making the fire, and for some reason carried a flaming bit of wood through the pub.
I remember this story. I've had so many people
It's like
who've
with
been
a
in the
torch.
bush tell me this story. It's like a shit Olympic torch.
Just sitting
Could you
there,
not have just used
and
matches?
The landlord just walked past with a flaming bit of wood.
Evening.
Shall we start?
Shall we?
Okay. Hello!
Hello!
It's Stories from the Smoke Room, and it's the lock-in, and we're doing Phobias. Adam, what are you scared of?
Oh, gee, why are we starting with the person who during the chat went, I don't know what I'm fucking scared of.
I'm not scared of anything.
That was the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you scared of being put on the spot by any chance?
No.
This is Adam's phobia.
No, because I can bullshit
Yeah, to be
We
to
fair.
the end of time. I'm the ultimate filibusterer.
What is improv if not filibustering?
Baby, don't hurt me.
What is improv if not filibustering? Exactly, yeah. That's
It's
all
artistic
it is.
filibustering. So the only one I can properly think of was like swimming over like dense vegetation.
What?
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
undersea vegetation, like grasses and whatnot.
Again, at the risk of repeating the same joke, that is the most Adam-wing thing I've ever heard.
You don't know what's in it.
Yeah, it could be a Grindylow. You don't know.
It could be a what?
A Grindylow.
Okay, following on the most Adam Unwin thing ever. Platts just knock it out of the park with pure Platts energy.
You're
A
welcome.
Grindylow.
Yeah, they lurk in water in the weeds and they get you with their fingers like. They're bad.
I just thought that was physiotherapist, to be honest.
Them as well.
Is that where they come from, Mike? Do they come from the depths?
They come from ponds.
They either become a Grindylow or a physiotherapist. There is only two routes in life.
They're the two career
They
paths.
must make
yeah.
the decision.
Both equally as with
But Mom, I want to be a mermaid. You be the physiotherapist.
What is physiotherapy if not land-based Grindylows? So, what else are we doing for the podcast?
That's a whole brand new sentence.
I forgot
We
to
just
eat
saw a
today,
new
so this
sentence
might be a
before.
bit of a. I forgot my snacks, so I'm gonna be like this for the whole
Hannah,
podcast.
Took
Carry
about
on.
What's
3
your-
minutes to get to that.
Hannah, what's your phobia?
I've got 3 that I think are worth noting. Do you want me to name all 3?
That means she's
Yeah,
got
go
a
for it.
lot that she doesn't think are worth noting, but they definitely are.
My longest running fear, as far as I'm aware, is my fear of Santa, which was crippling as a child. Yeah. So, do you want me to go into it now, or are we going to go around and say what?
later, yeah.
Just go around and say what they are first.
Yeah, that way we can have a sense of trepidation.
Yeah. So Santa's one. Trypophobia, so like the fear of like holes, like small, but it's quite specific. It's like, for me, it's like regimented series of holes, like in organic matter. It's very difficult to describe.
So like
But-
Emmental cheese.
Like no, because well, maybe a bit, but like it's the regimented nature. It's like coral. Like, you know, and there's a bit of coral and it's got like holes in
So
it.
honeycomb.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's bad. Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Or
I didn't
the
know
whole-
there was a name for it until quite recently. And then I remember being at uni and trying to describe to this girl, I was like, it's just that I have this thing about like holes. And she was like, oh my God, when they're like in a order. And I'm like, yes. And we both realized we had the same thing. And it was like this beautiful moment that we thought our whole lives no one else felt this way. And then it turns out there's a name for it.
So crumpets are a no-go for you.
Now, I will eat a
that's a point.
crumpet
What's
because
the
it's delicious.
Risk reward.
It's risk reward, yeah. A crumpet I find delicious.
Scowlers,
A what?
scowlers, Brillo pants.
It depends. It depends. It's
on the
quite
hole.
yeah. The thing, one of the things I hate is the seed heads on like flowers where they've got holes. It's when something can come out of the hole. I don't like it. Those things
What's
that live under the sea that are like lots of little tubes all next to each other and they're dead
Polychaete
round.
worms.
Like no,
Jets
Don't
on
like
a
it.
jacuzzi.
yeah, can be bad for it. Yeah.
So what's number 3?
Number
now?
3 is, as you know, because you're the one who told me the name of it, is the fear of metal underwater, specifically the sea. Huh,
Why was Adam Unwin presenting all of a sudden?
because
I presented.
like
What made Hannah go,
send me pictures of things that make me feel uncomfortable.
Why would you do
Metal.
that?
Metal underwater.
Funny.
Right, yeah, because I didn't know it was a thing, except that I knew that I always have been like physically revulsed by shipwrecks.
So
Like,
submarines must send you
Yeah.
into like a. Oh.
I don't like it. But a lot of the time it's like things that are not meant to be under the water. Like the worst one is that picture of that plane under there's like and it makes me like feel like I might be sick.
So you know when there's a boat.
I feel like Adam's writing all of these down.
No, he's got a whole
I
stack of them
already
already.
know 'em.
Yeah.
So you know when there's a boat and the
Yeah.
waves are going
Yeah.
and it's going like that.
Mm,
Are you kind of
yeah.
going?
Yeah, don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know where. I feel like there's probably some kind of like old trauma, perhaps, in my past that I've blanked out. I don't know what it is, but it's like I don't like it.
Well,
It's even things like when there's like steps going down into the sea and the steps are made of metal, and when you can see them like above the water, fine, cool, we're above the water. Under the water, no, don't like it. Scary. Where do they go? What's happening down there? What's in the sea? Don't know.
Hey, Joe.
Don't like it.
you should definitely not watch Vigil. Then
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a lot of submarine action.
Yeah. Just kind of like
Yeah,
I don't-
avoid
I
the
don't
hunt for
like
Red
it.
October.
I will. Yeah. It's.
And Das Boot.
That's,
That's
I feel like it's all right if you were like in the submarine. It's not so bad, but like the outside of I don't.
And Titanic.
I wouldn't be in the submarine myself. I don't know. Anyway, I'm a weirdo, and that's why we're here tonight.
Steph.
Hello. Oh, my turn. Sorry. Like, I was writing a note to myself. So I have quite a few fears. I'm quite a fearful person. It's probably why I'm alive so long, because I'm frightened of everything. I imagine that everything is a threat.
It is.
It is.
That's called anxiety.
You whispered that,
Steph.
and my heart went. You've confirmed it. I'm afraid of heights, the dark, and I live on my own. So if
In
there's
a block
ever
of
power-
flats.
Yeah.
if there's ever a power cut, I'm just gonna sit here and cry until the lights come back on.
Fair.
So heights, the dark, confined spaces, and the dark sets off my claustrophobia because I can't tell where the walls are.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know how big the space is.
Mm.
I don't like sharks. I don't like the sea.
You do live in Wolverhampton, though. To be fair, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
really...
okay. But if sharks ever evolve and learn to walk, I'm moving to the moon.
Too many teeth. Too many teeth shouldn't be allowed.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Afraid of sharks, not afraid of asphyxiating on the moon.
That would be fine. The moon doesn't have
rather.
teeth.
What about moon sharks? You haven't thought of that, have
Don't,
you?
Dave. Don't. Like, I don't like anything that's not had to evolve. Like sharks.
Trees.
Like sharks Yeah, trees can't. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't
Everything's
trust
evolved.
trees. Like no, like
I know what you mean.
sharks have like evolved from dinosaurs and then went, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sharks are older
They're
than
like,
trees.
we've reached the pinnacle
perfect.
of how we could possibly be designed.
Yeah, I'm a perfect predator,
Mm.
and I'm here to nom you. So,
By the way,
like,
I can live for like 400 years.
I
yeah,
like the Greenland shark because it's so fucking useless.
yeah, and I don't like the sea because we've only discovered like 5% of it, and
Yeah, that's
so
true.
they reckon there's like things like that are like 100 times bigger than the blue whale. We just haven't found it yet,
More
and
people
that
have been.
makes me scared.
Don't
More
like
people
it.
have been to the surface of the moon than the bottom of the ocean.
I'm dead glad I can't walk. So sometimes it rules out exploring to an extent. Like I can only go where there's good ramps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if them ramps are made out of metal and go underwater,
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Platts
if you
isn't
know
coming
this.
with you.
Most
not
scary places aren't wheelchair accessible.
Yeah.
The city does not have ramps, so I'm good. So let me know what it's like.
Okay.
The
And
chat-
spiders.
Yeah, well, that's
I
a
don't like
given,
spiders.
isn't it? The chat is going crazy.
Nice.
Eddie Torrich.
Eddie
He'll
Torrich.
always be Eddie Torrich.
A good friend there, Eddie.
A good mate Eddie. Reckons that you may have died on the Titanic in a past life because there's metal, water, and there's a hole in it. So
Oh.
That's clever.
you
and the
might
thing is,
be
yeah.
Kate Blanchett or whatever her name is.
I mean, Kate
Winslet.
Winslet
Kate
survived,
Winslet,
Dave,
yeah.
so maybe
Oh, yeah,
watch the
maybe
film
not.
before you make that assumption.
You might be a reincarnation of Leonardo DiCaprio. Spoiler.
I mean, yeah. I'm willing to.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I'm sorry, if you haven't watched it now, that's on you.
Yeah, and like, you know, when you see pictures of like the Titanic, like from dives and stuff, like that does make me want to just like fold up in like a piece of paper and throw myself away. So like, yeah, so that would make sense.
Adam, if you'd like to get that photo, share it on your screen and then quickly go back to Pat.
No. You
This is
haven't.
I've done
you
the
haven't-
joke. I've done the
This
joke.
is a
It was,
safe
yeah.
space.
But
And
I
I
want
only
to
said that
see,
because then
I
we'll
want
get
to
a photo
see
of the
Platts
shark
fold
and I'll
herself
cry.
up.
I like with it's like I was trying to describe it yesterday. It's a thing of like with that one, with the metal one, it's a thing of like when you push a bruise to see if it still hurts. Like, but with the holes one, I don't ever want to see I don't want that. Don't do that. But I will look at the metal under the water just to see how fucked up it makes me feel. Which is quite a lot.
The metal underwater wasn't the name of George Orwell's ideal pub.
There was Moon Underwater, as you well know. Yeah.
What a wit.
What a wit.
Mealing has asked, would you like sharks if they were called shorks?
Oh yes.
And to try and solve my fear, my friends started sending me, because I can't even look at pictures of sharks, like it makes me want to like be sick. So to don't unwin.
I'm not. I was giggling at shorts.
It will be the end of our friendship.
What if he's like a cartoon shark? Like
no, I hate it. Even you know, in Finding Nemo, when Bruce appears behind, and then he does that like smile with his teeth.
Yeah.
No, like
too many teeth.
no.
Too many teeth.
Oh, friends,
Like,
not food.
Not make you feel better that Peter Falk once played a shark in
No.
Shark.
No.
Would it make you feel better if the sharks are dying really, really loads because people are pricks? Oh, you're torn. You're going to say yes. Oh, we're about to find Steph's moral line.
I don't want us to get banned because I'm wishing death on the sharks. Like,
I've checked the regs. It's fine.
Is
Okay.
it the teeth? Like, are you scared of the Osmonds?
The Osmonds don't have 2 rows of
Yeah,
teeth.
the
No,
Osmonds
it's
don't
the
have
2
2
rows.
rows.
Oh, well,
teeth.
I reckon they do. I reckon they do.
yeah, like to try and to try and like stem my fear of sharks, my friend started sending me, you know, the pictures of sharks where they've replaced their teeth with false teeth.
Yes.
Yeah, they started sending me, and I'll be honest, that freaked me out more.
Worse. Don't
It
like
made
it.
it so much worse.
Kneeling asks, Steph, what's your opinion of baby shark?
Uh,
Do.
like I can hear the music, and I'm more than happy to sing along. I hate it for very different reasons. But yeah, it makes me uncomfortable.
Baby shark. Do. I think calling them sharks will help.
No, I don't think it will.
Dave, pitch.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you do a scary tingle?
Well, like Steph, everything, because I suffer from anxiety, so everything brings on the
fuck, we
fear.
might as well.
Yeah,
We're gonna be here a while.
But you know, the main ones: spiders, heights. I get vertigo on the curb. I do. I'm terrible at heights.
Vertigo. That's
Okay.
Vertigo on the curb sounds like a Coldplay album.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it does.
Yeah, but it'd be disappointing, wouldn't it?
Like Sonic Youth has come back. And...
I don't like spiders, right? I
Yeah.
don't like being around them. I get anxiety when I think I'm going to be around them. I fear
Is it
them. They...
all spiders, or is it like spiders inside compared to spiders outside? Is there like a...
Basically, if you can see the kneecaps.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, they look like they could be carrying.
Yeah.
I came downstairs the other day, and Hannah, whom I live with, has just changed the wing mirrors on her car, and they were in a box in the living room. And what live in wing mirrors?
Spiders. Why would you bring that into your home?
Because it's take the back off them to like get the white cover off. So put them, and it was raining. And
No.
I came down a couple of mornings ago, and the chair where the box was next to was just covered in cobwebs and baby spiders.
No.
No.
I got to vacuum and vacuumed them.
Vacuum.
Cats are scared of vacuum.
The greatest £9 I ever spent was on a spider catcher.
Whip it. Oh.
But you still have to get
Oh,
relatively
is it
close.
like
No, it's
one
on
of
a long
those on a
pole.
stick? Yeah.
Was the spider catcher a teeny tiny Spider-Man?
I'm disappointed that it wasn't.
And he goes with his little tiny webbies, and he catches the spider, and he's like, "Come on!" and takes him outside.
My rep. No, I can't. I'm too small. Watch out! The spider.
But yeah, spiders, right? I don't want to be around them. I have anxiety when I think I'm going to be around them. When I am around them,
No one's listening.
they ruin my life.
I'm listening. I'm just also being a cock.
What's the difference between a spider and a dickhead?
PR.
How many legs it's got?
I was thinking about. I think I've got a phobia of people.
Just all people.
That's
No,
not
you
a
haven't
phobia.
got a phobia. You've got an intolerance.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave is intolerant of some people.
Allergic.
Yeah, some people make Dave shit. That's what I'm saying.
Most people. Most
Mikey.
people.
Mikey.
Yeah.
That's quite visceral. That's quite a visceral response to just have a poo. With
Hello. Oh!
Wouldn't that be great though? That would be absolutely wonderful. Just you with someone you really don't want to talk to, they're like, "Hi, no."
Sorry, I've got to go.
Look, the
No
local
reason.
Conservative MP's just walked in. Oh God.
Somebody judge, I appear to have shit in your courtroom. So the main one, really, for me, any type of monkey or anything that belongs to
Oh
that.
yeah, you really don't like monkeys, do you?
No, I think it's because they look so similar to us and behave in such a similar way, more than anyone else in the animal kingdom.
Speak for yourself, Mike.
They look completely different. It's just, yeah.
Are you frightened that a monkey is going to shave itself and then try to impersonate you? Like,
I wasn't, but now I am.
Try and worm its way into your life like a confidence trickster.
For example, one of the worst moments ever was watching that bit in Toy Story 3.
Oh, with the
yeah.
Nah, I was gone.
that is quite scary, to be fair.
And well, I remember the Tiger King program was on. Well, there was the Louis ball, and I was doing something in my room, and the TV was on in the background, and it had been on for like 40 minutes. I hadn't realised that monkeys were present in that documentary. I curled up into a fucking envelope. Never mind. Oh man. We've got to the point now when a friend of mine will every year for my birthday send cards with the monkey on it.
Oh.
Also, if you've got a phobia of monkeys, don't go to Twycross Zoo.
Oh no!
Got loads of them there, mate.
It is like an
Got
ape sanctuary,
loads of
isn't
them.
it? Yeah.
Oh. Like Steph, I'm really scared of sharks, so I'm going diving off the coast of South Africa in a cage.
In the days before it sort of really solidified itself, went to Twycross Zoo. I swear to God, they saw me and a row of sort of caged monkeys started throwing themselves violently up the glass. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
They smelt your fear.
So,
being a townie, there's like animals that I'm not used to being around. For instance, a cow, right? The closest I come to a cow is a burger, right? I was once on a Duke of Edinburgh walk as a member of staff. And another member of staff, and we were walking across this field, and he was behind me, about 20 yards behind me.
Edinburgh was.
I get to the stile. Is it called the stile?
Yeah.
Right. As I'm about to climb over, my mate just shouts, "Leg it!" And I turn round. He's running for his life, and behind him is a herd of cows chasing him. I was not scared. I thought this was incredibly funny, right? However,
it's the one thing that's been listed so far that is rationally scary.
Yeah. Because they're big, aren't they?
Okay,
cows?
so I'm going to list.
How a shark's not rationally scary?
Because you live in Wolverhampton.
Because
There is that.
Because
we have canals.
The famous canal shark.
And here we see the famous Brummie Canal Shark.
The famous Tipton Canal Shark.
Well, you know what? They got a whale up the Thames. Why can't they have a shark in Bushbury Canal?
That's the greatest whataboutism I've ever heard. That is amazing.
A canal is a man-made waterway.
Yeah.
And I can
I want
imagine
that on a t-shirt.
off the coast of South Africa, there's this guy in a canal barge going, "Something's fucking gone wrong here."
You're not allowed to go on the sea in a canal barge because they're too shallow.
I'm going to present the second thing that's genuinely scary and genuinely dangerous.
Okay.
Right? As a townie, the one animal that we was always very close to was a horse.
Right.
I will not go round the back of. I will not go round the back of a horse.
Good, you're not meant
supposed
to.
Right? To the point, I was
That's
having.
like saying I don't like walking behind by reversing buses.
I don't like
Superstitious.
aggravating wasps.
I was walking down the canal in Darlaston when I was a kid, and there was a horse, because there was always a horse by the canal, and
Right.
I went to give it
Because they
round,
pulled the
hunting for
boats along
sharks.
when you were a
it
lad.
turned round, so the back end was facing me, and every time I tried to move, the horse's back end was following me, and I
That
just
horse wanted
fuck it,
to
I'm going
knock
home.
spark you the fuck out.
That horse
That
had
or
a
it
bad
was
day.
flirting.
What
I
is
was,
it?
I was genuinely
Mount
scared
Smith.
of the back of a horse.
Could we just have a second to appreciate our good friend Eddie's contribution to the cow discussion, which is he should have shouted "Move!" Thanks. Well done, Eddie. Well done. I liked it a lot. I
I
I'm
enjoyed
can-
standing up for you, Mr. Torrick.
it.
I have been in a
Oh, I
field
love it so
where
much.
cows were stampeded, and I was one of the older scouts, and there was little scouts being pricks to cows, and me and my brother had to literally throw someone over a dry stone wall.
Oh, jeez.
It was great fun.
They
Was
do
this
it
before
when they've
or
got
after the stampede?
calves.
Sure.
I don't know whether I should
Mid-stampede.
I don't know whether I should admit this, but what I don't think she'll mind. One of my sisters, Chloe's favourite thing to do when we go past a field with cows in it is wind down the window, just shout moo at them as possible, and then sometimes you might get them to look up and look a bit like, ooh.
I drove back from Scotland on Saturday the whole way shouting sheep or cow every time we saw one of those things.
I like to take it a bit further and go car, car, car,
Just a bit tiring though, isn't it?
car, and then you crash.
Yeah. No, don't do that though.
Incidentally, less tiring in France.
Yeah.
Roads.
It's just corn.
You'd be quicker going. Roundabout, like that.
Roundabout, ooh, roundabout.
France is essentially just a fancy Milton
Ooh,
Keynes.
roundabout.
When you're driving, have you ever played pub cricket?
Oh.
So
No.
Because I'm concentrating on the road, Dave. You're
no,
responsible.
when you drive past a pub, you have to count the amount of legs in the pub name,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So if it's called the Dog and Duck, for instance,
That's
Yeah.
6 legs.
right? But if you go
That's
That's
past
how many
it
wins you get.
and there's no legs in the name, you're out and it goes to the next
Oh right,
person.
I should
Yeah,
count
you
like
know.
the sticks on the letters. Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
Ah. I like that.
I mean, I just
like a
listen to
good card game.
music. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
ain't got time to be counting legs.
Like, Dave, it's not very often I say this about you, but that's fucking boring.
Wow.
Can someone clip that, please? Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike.
That got a bit too honest.
I like the old Mike. I like it when he ain't got the confidence to be so honest.
What? How do you know I had shit internet at the time? So you wouldn't have
He could have been saying anything.
All this time, he's been saying exactly what he wanted to say. We've just not heard it. It's just come across
Only-
as a crackle.
Oh dear me. Adam, what's your phobias?
We've already asked.
Like
We
So
started with that.
it's I'm fairly sure it is like just swimming over
Oh yeah.
like plants and water. But I think I know the cause of it.
Mm-hmm.
Go on,
Were
Mikey.
you attacked by a
What
Grindylow?
we
Sorry,
didn't
carry on.
do was go in depth with it because we said we were gonna.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I must
Adam.
have worked.
Yeah.
So I think it's because when I was a wee tiny sprog, I was a voracious fan of documentaries.
Mm.
And I remember a documentary about cone snails, which are little sea snails that fire out a poison dart and can kill
Where do they live?
in kelpy water. It's of course it's Australia.
Oh, okay.
Because Australia is everything on the land is trying to kill you. So you jump in the water and it's full of angry fish and swimming knives. So, and they live in that sort of thing, and I was always scared to go close to it. But although a friend of mine said a couple of weeks back, because I was chatting to them about it, that they went, well, maybe you're just really afraid of vampires. I was like, what? And they went on a massive rant for like 25, 30 minutes, which is, that's not the reason we're friends at all. We both did that to each other. But about how vampires would make the greatest scuba divers ever. Because when you go,
equipment.
they don't breathe oxygen. When you go down, it's dark, so they can go there they can go as long as they want. And if they want to, they can turn into a bat, and that would be funny to watch. But yeah, they don't have to breathe. They can go down as long as they want. They're used to the darkness. They've probably got.
Be such a child.
They've probably got. I like how I tried to continue. Then it was great.
All the times I've been underwater, Adam, I've never seen any garlic.
Yeah.
There you
I was
go.
gonna say, Adam, I laughed at that before when you said it. No one else did. So I had to stifle it. Oh,
It was just the yourself as you said it.
Yeah, so maybe truly you've got a fear of vampires.
Yeah.
Or it's a fear of those snails.
I don't.
Which is the most boring fear. What's your phobia? I'm afraid of one specific species of snail that lives in
Australia.
that might be in any vegetation underwater.
I mean, that does sound terrifying when you put it like that. To me, I'm
they
like...
can literally fire a little dart full of poison out.
Oh, no, thanks. Don't...
And then they watch the fish just flap.
No.
And then they go...
Oh. See, that sounds awful.
I think I'm just
I
scared
think
of
I've got a
Australia.
phobia of that now.
Because my brain also went the blue-ringed octopus then, which I'm not scared of. It's more like I'm like, whoa, why are you like how you are?
Yeah, no, don't like, dislike.
More intrigued by octopi.
I fucking love octopuses.
Is that? I was going to say, what is the plural for?
It's because it's from the Greek and the
octopuses.
Latin. It can be anything of octopuses, octopi, or octopodes.
No, it's not octopi. Octopi comes from the Latin.
But because it's
a Greek word.
But because it's used in
It should be
language,
octopodes, really.
Yeah. I'm really glad you started
my
this
favourite
argument.
philosopher.
Yeah,
Octopodes.
It should be octopodes. Or
I mean,
octopodes, but it's
I
octopus.
assume this is what it's like around most dinner tables at Oxford University.
Like you'll find it's actually a Greek root word, so it's technically octopodes.
But yes,
That's what people talk. They all have
but you
moustaches.
can-
I don't know
But
why.
you can use octopi because that's how the word is used.
Yeah, because it's been in general usage for a long time, but it's also incorrect.
Also,
Um,
octopi makes me think of 8 pies.
And when is that not a charming delight?
Mikey Southern, sponsored by Pucker.
That is a sponsor I could get behind.
Yeah, pucker pie.
I can get behind it.
Unlike horses. Well done, Mike. Call back.
Can I go now?
But, like, the blue ring octopus is just it's a really little
Horrendous.
cute tiny octopus that lives in rock pools in the shallows. It's really little, it's really adorable, and if it bites you, it paralyzes you completely and you slowly die. And it's the perfect size for children to pick up.
Yeah, I saw an Instagram thing
In
not
fact,
long
it's
ago
very
with
colourful,
like
so it's nice.
Yeah, it literally
Yeah,
has
they look
really pretty
so
little blue
cute.
rings on it.
I saw an Instagram post not long ago. Someone had picked one up and they'd taken like a cool picture of them holding it for Instagram, and everyone in the comments was like, "No, put it down! Stop it! No!"
And I think the phobia part of it is this: like, there's a bloke in Australia. There's lots, to be honest, but one of them was bitten by it, and he collapsed, and of course, it slowly paralyzes all your muscles and eventually gets to your heart and lungs, and that's what kills you. And he was safe before then, but it was Australia, and he fell backwards on his back, and of course, it paralyzed his eyelids. And he was completely conscious, just watching, like he could just see his vision going. That's probably what scares me about them. That thing.
It's not me sleeping for a fortnight.
Well, just don't pick up tiny octopuses.
So Adam, blue ringed octopus or Cthulhu?
I get the feeling I can. If Cthulhu explained what he wanted, I could probably be like, yeah, sure, I can see that.
Very. He's known for that, though, isn't he, Cthulhu? Explaining what he wants.
He's known.
He's not an unfair god. I reckon. To be honest, I'd much rather play with Cthulhu, but I'd rather there only be one of the blue-ringed octopus.
What's Cthulhu? Because I thought that was wild.
So like a kind of eldritch, like old god with tentacles like this.
Yes. Okay. It's not in Wales, then, is it?
No. It's H.P. Lovecraft, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's Lovecraft.
Yeah.
There's an episode of the Infinite Monkey Cage where they're talking to this woman who's a biologist.
No.
Sorry, Mike.
Oh
Sorry,
God,
Mike.
Infinite Monkeys is like. Oh my God.
There's an episode of that podcast radio show with Brian Cox and Robin Innes. I won't say the title, Mike. And they've got a biologist
Many
on.
Marsupials podcast.
And she has spent her life studying this one particular little frog, which got into an evolutionary battle with a snake. So this frog is like one of the most poisonous things on Earth. And the only thing that like can handle the poison is the snake.
Oh my God.
You know, they've just...
And now it's like, your move.
Yeah, they've gone into
snake,
this evolutionary arms race.
Yeah.
And it's so poisonous that, like, if you touch it, the poison goes through your skin and you die.
Oh my
Right?
God.
And she said it's like lives in one part of Cambodia, and it's like, you know, in the middle of the forest. It's full of like drug runners and all that stuff. So just getting there is a hassle. And she managed to get there, and she spent her life studying it, and she finally sees this frog. And they have to put these massive gloves on to hold it. Yeah. And she says she's standing there going, look, and she's showing all the people, and she's talking about the frog, and she's really excited. And she went, and I got a little bit emotional and started crying.
No,
and
no,
she went
no.
to wipe the tears from her eyes, and everyone went, no.
No, I don't like it.
And then the other one, have you heard of, I believe it's called the Gimpy plant?
Oh, the tree that fucks you up.
That really fucks you up. The leaves have got these like, it's like a neurotoxin, but it's also got spikes on it, and it's really horrible.
Why the hell is no one else absolutely losing their?
Because we're all grown-ups, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
No.
I was waiting to think of a better punchline.
It might be a different one. The one I'm thinking of is a tree that if you stand under it during like a rainfall,
yes, I'm sure it's that.
The rain hits the tree, hits you, and it immediately starts to blister. It's that strong. The poison's known to like strip the paint off cars.
Jesus. It is. It's the Gimpy.
Like, there's a story of a guy. Where is it? Is it like it's Australia? It's always
probably
Australia.
It's usually Australia, isn't
but like,
it's either Australia or Florida.
No,
like
Australia.
A guy went for a poop in the woods and picked up some leaves. And I think after a few days, he shot himself in the face.
Oh, shit.
Because it was just constant pain. Yeah. But apparently, the fruit tastes really nice.
You don't want that
until
to
it
be
kills
at your
you.
funeral, do you?
There's some
How do you
people-
die, blistering arsehole?
This is a really shit podcast, guys. Not being funny. This is really awful. Don't like it.
Are you still thinking about the The monkeys.
Mikey, what is it about the
I'll be back in
our
a
distant
minute,
cousins?
I think it's just to me, they feel quite sort of a bit erratic.
A bit erratic.
Yeah.
And you also scared of 5-year-olds you've had too much sugar?
Again,
As you should be.
they also throw their poo at you, so it could be.
Are you just
What
scared?
parties have you been going to?
Are you just scared of people throwing shit at you, Mike?
Well, I mean,
We got to the bottom of it here.
I'm a poet, so we've all had those gigs.
We've all done Telford.
Yeah.
I'm not defending it. It's a shithole, mate. Literally. Hey.
What did you think of the first scene in 2001: A Space Odyssey, Mike?
Again, never seen it.
It's entirely understandable.
Also, Planet of the Apes. No.
See, I feel better now because people will suggest films to me and I'll go, it's not got a shark in it, has it? Like when Aquaman came out, like my mates were like, you've got to watch it, it's so good. So I was like, hang on a second, we need to do a check. And they're like, oh yeah, you might like it, there's a shark. Like, so I can't watch the whole film.
Would you watch The Meg?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. It's a really good film.
Even the trailer, like when people go, oh, the trailer for Meg, I'm like, no, tell me when it's over. I can't do it.
So, on that note, Platts, will you watch Jingle All the Way?
What? Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, will you
But
watch...
he's not Santa in that, is it? It's just Arnie getting a toy.
What about Miracle on 34th Street?
No.
Oh.
What, even with the wonderful Richard Attenborough?
Yeah, no, never watched it. Can't do it.
Trading Places?
No.
Arthur Christmas.
Oh, I've watched Arthur Christmas, yeah.
Arthur Christmas is
that's one of
my Christmas films. I think Arthur Christmas might be up there with one of the funniest films ever.
I do like Arthur Christmas.
So,
I had to get myself over it.
I think you need to watch the different films, Mike.
Arthur Christmas is great.
I'm sure it is. It's not one of the funniest films ever, though.
It's not Muppet Christmas Carol, but then what is no other film? Best film ever made. Yeah, I had to try and get myself over the Santa thing when my nieces were born because I obviously had to take them to Christmassy places and not show fear. So I had to learn to just bottle that shit up and not feel it.
I love the idea that everyone else in your family had obviously discussed who was going to take the kids to Santa.
Yeah. And they were like,
Hannah loves taking them.
She'll do it. Yeah. This will be hilarious, is probably what they were thinking.
She's so excited. She's so excited she doesn't sleep for the 4 nights before she goes.
It was honestly so bad. Like, don't ever think that my family have been compassionate in any way about this fear. No, because they had to basically tell me that Santa wasn't real when I was about 3 years old because I was so scared that he was going to come in my house. Yeah. Sorry, Mike. I mean,
Santa's real, Mike.
They pretended he wasn't real for my own well-being. And I said to them, oh, well, it's all right, Mum, because we lived in a bungalow at the time. And I was like, oh, well, it's all right. We haven't got a chimney, so he can't get in. And my mum was like, yeah, that's right. And my older brother went, no, Santa's got a magic key that can open every single door. And then what did they get me for Christmas? Literally about 5 years ago, fucking a whole box set thing that was Santa's magic key that they'd found somewhere. It has a big key in it and a big mug with Santa's face on. And my friends, a fucking accompanying CD, one of those personalized messages with my name on it from Santa, or oh, hello, Hannah. And it's the darkest fucking shit you've ever heard.
Can you rip this and get it on the socials?
I don't know. Honestly, don't know where it is. I threw it from myself. like it was a cursed artifact that I was trying to rid
Hello,
myself.
But remember,
Ho,
Hannah,
ho,
remember,
ho.
he sees you when you're sleeping.
What? How are people not talking about this? He is a stranger, and he is like, yeah, sit on my knee, tell me your secrets. I'll watch you when you're sleeping. No,
I know when you're awake.
no. It was so bad when I was little that I would literally, when I was at primary school, it was like my first primary school, so I must have been like 5 years old or 6. I would go into the room next door and help the adults tidy up rather than go in the room where Santa was going to be giving people presents. I would hear the sleigh bells and start flipping out. And my mum's like, it's all right, you can come in here and shut the door. So like, because my mum was like helping at school. So I'd be with the grown-ups, putting all the plastic cups in bin bags in the other room with the door shut, with like, so that I didn't have to be in the presence of him.
Imagine the little Hannah there shaking in fear.
Just, yeah. Literally, just like,
he knows when I'm awake. Mommy, he knows when I'm awake.
Especially when you're sleeping. And like putting all the paper plates in a bin bag with my tiny little scared hands.
We just appreciate the sheer number of selection boxes Hannah has missed out on over the years.
Right? I know.
Oh,
I didn't
fuck
get a
yeah.
gift. Because I was like, I don't want it. He's touched it.
I mean, what pencil did you use during January?
Well, not a Santa one.
Not a Santa. God.
My mum.
I've got visions of Christmas Eve, like your brother getting really excited, leaving the old mince pie and the sherry on the side.
we've never
Hannah's
done
going
that
up
in
to
my
bed with a kitchen knife in the pillow.
It literally was that bad for a long time. I like going into the shopping centre at Christmas was like really stressful because they'd have the little grotto in the middle and you'd hear the sleigh bells and that was always the sign that like he was coming, like jingle jingle jingle, like it's horrible. I don't know what it is about it, but apart from, I mean, the whole thing is fucking creepy, right, when you think about it. But my mum said that she thinks it started when I was really little. Like, I think I was like just toddling, so I must have been like, well, my birthday's in January, so I must have been nearly 2. And we went to like some Christmassy like grotto thing in some department store or something, and it was like Jack and the Beanstalk themed, and we were like going down this little tunnel thing, all like, oh, it's dark, and then a big giant's head came down like roar, and I screamed and ran around the corner, and round the corner there was Santa in this kind of ice palace thing, sat on like an icy throne, like the end of the little grotto thing. And so I think she was like, you probably associated that level of fear with that red suited bearded man. And perhaps that's because I was also afraid of beards when I was little. My uncle had to shave his beard off because I wouldn't go near him.
My eldest daughter was terrified of Santa for that reason. She hated beards.
Yeah,
I
beards.
didn't like Santa when I was little, but then I realised I was getting gifts and I was willing to compromise.
Yeah, no, even for gifts it wasn't. There's something weird about his hands.
And
like
that-
I feel.
And that, Steph, is your dating life to a T.
Yeah.
I was terrified, but I was willing to compromise because I thought I'd get gifts.
I mean,
Makes sense. Come up for it.
that's what we're all doing, surely. But,
Did I
It
ever
made me
tell
really
you
sad.
oh, Steph.
Oh
Did
dear.
I ever tell you about my unfortunate Santa experience?
No, but you're going to now.
So this was like in the 90s, like properly in the 90s. So like still in the days where you could like go on Santa's knee and that was considered fine. So I was on Santa's knee on this occasion, and I finished the chat, and he like goes to put me down, doesn't realise that I can't support myself, and so I go like fall on my face, which is bad enough. But when you consider that at the time this Santa was at a special school. So, yeah.
And it was probably one of the teachers.
This is what I'm saying, right? The whole thing needs to be torn down and you just need to start again with the folklore because it's all wrong. It's all wrong. There was one year at my primary school where my dad was the Santa at the Christmas fete and I still couldn't go in the room where he was even though I knew it was my dad. I was like, this is it. This will get me over my fear. I'm 10 years old. I can't be afraid of Santa anymore. And I got to the door and was like, no. And I had to run away. Even though I could see it was my dad. No, couldn't do it.
I love the idea that at the PTA they went, right, we're going to get Hannah Platts over a fear of Santa this year.
Yeah, do you know who was on the PTA? My fucking mum. She planned the whole thing.
See, that's love. She was determined that, you know, you were going to get over it. And
I hope it. I would like to think it was that, but I think it's probably that she thought it would be hilarious.
And are you still scared of Santa now?
I don't like it. Like, I wouldn't choose to be in a situation where there was a Santa. Like, I had to tell myself that, like, I had to just not feel this.
I wouldn't choose to be in this situation.
I wouldn't choose it. Like, I don't want to be in one of those things where it's like, oh, you go on the train and Santa comes down the train giving out gifts to the kids kind of thing. Small enclosed space with Santa, can't keep away, don't like. But I can walk through a shopping centre and not be listening for the sleigh bells now. Yeah.
No. 2 years ago, impossible.
I'm just going to get some sleigh bells. And then next time we're all in the same room, I'm just going to go, ching, ching, ching.
Honestly, because like at my school, it would be that you heard, like they had some from the music cupboard, you know, and they ring them in the corridor and it's like, oh, children, who's coming to assembly today? And I'd be like looking for the exit. Like...
It's never the fucking Animal Man, is it, Hannah?
No, why isn't it ever
You're
the
never
Animal
surprised
Man?
by the Animal Man. That's right.
We never had the Animal
Which
Man.
could be more scary, to be honest, if you just you got turned around a corner in school and suddenly spider or snake or.
Oh, see, I'm all right with
pygmy
that.
goat.
Yeah, see, I don't mind spiders and stuff. I don't want them touching me necessarily, but like if they're doing their thing and I'm doing my thing, that's fine. But
we had an Animal Man at school and he decided to try and put me on the spot because all the kids were freaking out because he got the tarantula out and he was like, Miss is going to be brave. I was like, Miss is going to punch you straight in the face.
If that thing touches me, I am stamping on it.
In front of the kids. He was like, no, come on, you be brave. And I was like, I know there's an Argos catalogue in this room. I will use it.
I will defend myself.
I will kill it, and then I will beat you to death with what's left.
Yeah. I think
he was like,
yeah.
Okay, maybe someone else holds it. Like, no.
Tom Allsop has just put in the chat.
Oh, hi, Tom Allsop.
Hi, Tom Allsop. I find it hard to believe Dave has never been a supermarket Santa.
Is that your vibe?
Holy shit! Yeah.
I have been asked to be a Santa at a school.
Have you?
And I turned it down.
You didn't do it.
I was just like,
gig.
this is just it wasn't a paid gig.
Poetry at the same time.
Definitely.
Talk to the kids about nihilism.
There's just something about it, and like this is the last thing I'll say about it, because but there's something wrong with Santa's hands, right? This is what gets me. It's the white gloves. Yeah, shut up. Right, I'm not being filthy. Those white gloves, like
no,
it makes...
I thought you were.
No,
it was only you that thought you were being filthy.
No, well, all on my screen, all three boys started giggling about something, so I assumed I'd said something like unnecessary. Anyway.
So does Michael Jackson freak you out as well?
Yes.
Yes, to be honest.
White gloves.
Yeah, like it's both, because it's then you can't.
Mickey Mouse.
It's like he hasn't got real hand. It's like he's not real. It's like,
Mickey
are
Mouse.
you real? Like what's in those gloves is.
Hands are in those gloves, Hannah.
Yeah, but they might not be. But it might be full of cotton wool. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I know I'm insane, but this is just something
I was with you until you went there.
It's
It's
the
the
hand.
wall.
No, but I also don't like mascot-y things, like, you know, people in suits, like Mickey Mouse at Disney or whatever.
Oh God, yeah, because that's a mascot and white gloves.
Don't like it.
Oh my god! Imagine you.
How about
their
20%
hands?
like, if you actually went into a hotel during like a furry convention, you just have a heart attack and
Don't
die.
like it. I've never liked it. And
How
I
about
don't know if I should even say this.
mascots if they are boilers?
If they're what?
If they're a boiler.
A boiler. Oh, the boiler I'm down with because that's just fucking mental, isn't it?
It's like Coventry,
I don't think the boiler's got any
West
hands.
Brom.
West Brom.
Or does it have hands? Maybe.
It does,
It's got
Does it have
hands.
hands or does it just have legs?
No, it's
No,
got
it's got
hands.
hands.
And I think the hands have got white gloves and they're full
They
of cotton
do.
wool.
I find it hilarious and like I'm not afraid of it, but I don't want to touch it.
You say that to a lot of men, don't you?
Yeah.
It's hilarious, but I don't want to touch it.
This is great. I'm fine with it. Don't want to touch it. Thanks.
Putting that as my Tinder bio.
Fine.
It's fine. I just don't want to touch it.
That's nice.
You do that, don't you?
Well done. Don't want to touch it. Yeah. So that's
how
why
does the
I'm
Santa
insane.
thing go? Like, if it was a chocolate Santa.
They're pretty
See,
deep.
now I've got the Bee Gees song going on in my head.
How deep is
How
your
deep does
fear?
your Santa thing go? How deep does your Santa thing go?
Like, if
Yeah,
I gave
sorry.
you a chocolate Santa, would you be like, I'm not eating that?
I wouldn't
If
choose.
if you gave me a chocolate spider, if you gave me a
Yeah.
chocolate back end of a horse,
Yeah.
I'd eat that.
Yeah, if you gave it to me, I would eat it
What have I
because,
just
like, that's
said?
polite, isn't it?
Would you?
If
look,
you
okay.
gave it to me, I would eat it because that's polite. That is
Right.
a Tinder bio right there.
No, but what I need to know is, like, you know, like with a jelly baby, do you eat it head or toes first? Like, would you eat it legs or go straight for the cheeks?
I'd go straight for the face because I don't want to look him in the eye.
No, I'm talking to David. His
Oh.
horse arse.
Dave,
Like
would
the
you like
chocolate
to
Santa.
eat? Do you want to eat the chocolate arse or nibble away at its little milk chocolate hooves?
Yeah, do you want to go hooves or do you want to go horsey,
Hooves.
chocolatey cheeks?
Or do you smash it up so that so it looks just like bits of Easter egg?
You see,
And you can pretend that none of this happened.
you know how, like, you get half an Easter egg and
Yeah.
you can, like, go in at the side? Yeah.
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 I imagine that's what the back of the horse
No,
is.
it's, I've
If
made it
it's-
pure. I've made a pure solid. It's like a thick,
Solid chocolate.
It's solid.
solid chocolate
I'm so
horse
hungry.
arse.
So it's not going to be like a bite. You're going to have to, like, gnaw at that for a little while.
Adam, just think about that sentence you've just said.
Ugh.
I know. I said.
um,
I've said fucking worse on this, and it's been
On
clipped.
this podcast.
if it was a solid chocolate or arse, I think
Horse arse, yeah.
I'd
Hearth, if you will.
because you can't go like you couldn't go anus, could you? You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't work. It's too thick. It's too. You've got to go in from
Yeah.
the side, haven't you? Because it's solid
Yeah.
chocolate.
If we clip this, it would just sound like you are describing how to rim badly. You can't go straight into the anus.
I think,
But you got to come at it from the side.
I feel like we've hit a new low.
You can go
I
anus.
think we've hit a new low. I feel
Oh,
like
Jasmine's got a
like
great
a bell
suggestion.
just rang.
Jasmine,
Okay.
pan of milk, heat it up, melt it, and drink it.
Hey, I'm liking
Oh,
that.
like one of those hot chocolate spoons.
Yes, that's how
Yeah,
you do it.
Yeah, but I
Then-
want to know, is Dave going to eat hooves or, like, nobble on some horse ass?
The horse has got a tail.
I think
So
the
you have
only
to-
that
way.
would be.
You
Yeah,
have to
I'd-
snap the
I'd be
tail off
tempted
or
to
eat
start-
the tail first.
I'd be tempted to start tail first.
Okay.
So you go like nibble, nibble, nibble. But when you've nibbled the tail off, it's in your belly. Then you've just got two
Horse
meaty
cheek.
horse, but yeah.
I-
Are you just gonna dive right in,
Like,
bite the horsey rump? which is
I've got a new phobia, and it's this conversation.
I think
I'm going to put it on the list, okay?
I think there would be a point where I'd bite down the horse's cheek, knowing full well that I'd just leave tooth marks, just going all that. You know, like a tough apple. You've all paused. Why have you all paused?
I was frozen, so I can only imagine we've been kicked off Twitch.
The good news is Tom's just come into the chat to say that he's so turned on now. So
yeah, like I want to know: are you going to work like one cheek into the middle, or are you going to start at the middle and work your way out?
The only way, and I'd love to answer this, and I think the only way we can find this out is if you actually make one, Steph.
We have been talking about this for a good 5 minutes. I've just realised.
I'm going to get one of those kits where you make like chocolate molds. So I'm going to make them for you all for Christmas.
This conversation about horse asses has used at least 5% of my tablet battery. So,
hang on a moment, Mike. Not just any horse arse. This is chocolate horse arse.
Solid chocolate.
Solid.
I can get you a solid chocolate horse for $30.
It's worth it.
It's 8 inches
What's
long.
the customs on it though?
That's true.
Customs
It's not
on
sure
it?
if that's on any like
That's
trade agreement, is it?
Brexit.
Yeah.
Luxurychocolateforyou.com. Etsy, solid chocolate horse head, so you can have a Godfather moment, but your bed gets really sort of sticky and ruined.
And there'd be a moment where you're Frenching a chocolate horse face. Because you're going to have to bite the mouth at some points. And then you're like...
Unless you go
from the
this
back.
way.
Like, unless you go from the
work
back,
all
but,
the
like,
way
if you're gonna
down
go
so the
from the
nose
front,
is the last bit.
Do you tilt your head when you do it? Do you
Yeah.
make it romantic?
I think you have to go all out because
do you support
otherwise
the back of the head? Because
You're
do you
you're always
them?
going to ask yourself, what would I have done?
How thorough the answer we got from H is, which is ultimately,
I'm so excited.
I reckon it all
I
comes
didn't
down to
think
how
of that.
lazy
Well
you're
done.
feeling. I'd go tail, legs, then arse. Because if you eat the arse first, there's more bits which require more than one hand. You're right.
That's
Also,
true.
this now sounds like the weirdest like Jeremy Vine section. We've got a message in now from H about how lazy. It's because of how lazy you're feeling. I'd end up with the arse. Thank you, H from Droitwitch there.
If you've only just joined us, we were talking about phobias.
Welcome to the horse arse hour.
it'd be funnier.
Nay.
It'd be funnier if it was called the horse half hour. So you half and half. Like,
I love it. I love it.
I'm wasted.
I don't think you're drunk, Mike.
We've been saying it for a long time. You're so much better than this, Mike.
This Mike, this is our level. You need to go to pastures now, Mike.
Destined for bigger things.
You're a published poet, Mikey.
Yeah.
You're better than this, Mike.
mean,
Mike's got his proper play at a proper theatre.
Yeah.
I'm published by Dave. So
Imagine
you
that
know-
when you have your proper play on at a proper theatre, and they bring you up after to rapturous applause, and they say, "Is there anything else that you do? Maybe on a Monday night?" And you'll just go,
No.
No.
it took me in my American special. At the little.
And we'll be at the back with them tiny hands, just like, yay!
Just for the internet purposes, I'm being facetious. I don't really.
We know.
Oh,
I only find one. It's because I use them so much for work.
What exactly is your job, Adam?
You don't want to know.
I'll fucking tell you what I know. But I can't find the other one because I've been using it. $1 million.
Yay! Yay, Mikey, we liked your play very much. Yay.
Definitely do that. Definitely.
Mikey, I'd like to shake the hand of the band Dr. X. So yeah, what we've established is Mikey is afraid of one day this coming back to bite him in the ass. Come back to bite him in his
solid
chocolate arse.
chocolate So, phobias.
Oh yeah.
Steph, why?
I've remembered a thing that I'm also scared of.
Yeah.
So it's less scared, more sort of made uncomfortable. Sort
Yeah.
of hotel beds that I don't know the height of.
Right.
Because this is where CP comes into play, you see.
Mm-mm.
Can't you just look at the bed?
Well, no, but
It's
looking at the bed is different to being on the bed.
Mm.
Sometimes it's all about perception, you see, Dave.
Ah.
Some beds can look and feel higher when they are than they actually are. And because CP heightens your... So basically, if you feel like adrenaline or the fear thing, I'll feel that twice. Yeah. So like being on a swing, for example, like you might have a nice leisurely swing with one arm on the fucking big one, black so also same with so when we moved house, we had this overshare, but fuck it, a new toilet plumbed in that was 1.5 inches higher than the old one.
I remember you saying this.
Yeah, so my feet could not touch the floor, and because lack of balance, every time I went on it resulted in like a mild anxiety attack of falling off the toilet.
Couldn't you have a little stool?
Well, I did, you see.
There's an artist, there's an artist called Christopher Samuels who made they made a hotel room that was entirely inaccessible so that people who are able can experience how shit it is.
Before you mentioned the point behind it, I thought, like, he made a hotel room that was inaccessible. Like, you don't have to make a hotel room.
You don't have to try very hard.
It's called the travel.
Adam, that's his life.
So,
to be fair, if you ever go to Liverpool and you go to a particular hotel advertised by a certain comedian by the name of Henny Lenry, their beds are really high to the point you have to take like a running jump to get in. Like, it's great.
I've had that in one of those named hoteleries as well.
Yes.
Really high up.
Yeah, but so like when you get up in the middle of the night because you need a wee and you forgot yourself because you're not at home, and then you step off the bed and you fall over. The floor was not where I thought I'd left it.
That was nothing to do with all the prosecco you'd had, was it?
Not a thing.
No, I don't drink prosecco when I'm out.
It's rum and coke and it's cocaine.
Penny Lenry's accessible rooms are chef's kiss. Like, they are. Yeah, you can't. Like, there's a corner on them. When you go into most of them, there's a little alcove before you go in the main room. Which means I've got room to charge my chair. Tripping over it at 3 a.m.
Nice.
Tom Alsop has said he stayed in an easy hotel and was asked to pay extra for a window.
Oh gosh!
Wow.
One of my favourite hotel stories. Do you know the actor Crispin Glover?
Yeah.
Crispin Glover. Crispin Glover came to do a talk at the Lighthouse in Wolverhampton.
Why does Wolverhampton Have a lighthouse.
There's a
It's like a cinema and arts centre.
For the same reason why it hasn't got sharks, it doesn't need a
It
lighthouse.
does have a
Hey,
lighthouse.
that lighthouse is keeping the sharks at bay.
Do you know, I can't argue with it. Because
Like, have you ever seen a shark in Wolverhampton? No. Why? Because of the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Can't say it's not because of the lighthouse.
Do you remember that program that used to be on that cartoon that was like Street Sharks?
No.
Mm. They could go through the pavement.
No.
Anyway.
No.
Sorry, it just came to me. And anyway, as you were, Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover came to the lighthouse to do a talk, and he had quite a lot of rules and regulations around the talk he was doing. So there was things like he will not answer an excessive amount of questions about Back to the Future.
Right.
When, let's be honest, everyone was going to see Crispin Glover to ask him, what was it like on Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Obviously,
Right.
yeah.
And he was selling his book and all this sort of stuff. But he
The dad stuff.
he came along with a vegan menu, right, of like about 20 different items. And for each meal, you had to have ready every item on the menu. And then he would go, I want that one. And then you'd have to bring it out.
I want that one.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you do with
Right.
all the other food that you've prepared,
well,
Crispin
well,
Glover?
It was a mate of mine who was like looking after him and making sure that all his rider and everything was dealt with. And I said, oh yeah, and he had to be chauffeur driven everywhere. And I said,
Right.
where's he staying? She went, the Premier Inn.
Oh,
And then put Crispin Glover in the Premier Inn.
I
with
mean, you
his-
couldn't put him in the murder hotel, could you? That would be.
I mean, you could put him in the murder hotel because he'd look like he fucking did it. Like, tell me that's not the face of a man who's gonna kill you in your sleep.
I mean, yeah.
For legal
Yeah, he does look like
purposes.
he's wearing a face made of other people's faces.
Allegedly.
purposes.
Allegedly,
Like he-
Crispin.
Allegedly.
If you want to.
No, like
See?
I don't like it.
He's a baddie. That's why he always plays baddies.
Because he's got
A face
got
made
murder
from
of a
other
face, that's
people's
what he's got.
faces. Yeah.
fair.
I
So,
don't like
okay,
it.
who played the baddie out of us five? In the film, who'd be the... So that's Steph.
No one says I should play Davros on Royalty.
I kind of want to see what you writing would look like.
It's just me pressing my horn.
Da-da-da-da.
Spinning wildly.
Doing donuts.
Okay,
Just
It's
like
not-
that.
I'll stop now because they're in the kitchen. They're in throat.
I
Yeah.
don't
Doesn't want to
think...
disturb their
100%
microwave.
I'm the villain. 100%.
I don't think they appreciate the comic genius they have in their midst, Mikey, I'll be honest.
Well, I've always thought this, Dave.
So, okay, Steph's the villain. Who dies first?
Me, by misadventure.
Is that unrelated
Not
to the
even
plot?
murder.
Unrelated to the plot, I'll just be like, oh, look, a bright light. And then I'll be gone and you won't know. I'll never come back.
Like, your death would be at the very beginning of the film. Like,
Yeah.
there's no context to it. Just it
Yeah.
starts at a funeral.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even
And then-
in the film.
I'm not even in the
we've
film.
edited
There's
you
a
out.
picture of me on the coffin, and everyone's like, "Thank you for coming. Thanks for
Oh,
coming." Yeah,
so
thanks.
sad.
And then the film actually starts later on, and no one ever
You're
mentions
the
me.
you're the
Hannah-
like initiating
Hannah's the
instinct.
cold open.
Yeah. And the what?
Hannah, you're the cold open, Hannah.
And the cold open. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Before the 3 minutes.
There'll be a point where it's like you find like my shoe or something in the woods, but then it's just like glanced over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we'll be doing something and someone will go, Hannah would have liked this.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it for the whole time. Yeah.
You're the bit at the beginning that makes you're the bit that makes the bit at the beginning that no one else is supposed to understand makes sense.
Yeah. My house is the house.
What's
My
the rest? And it's like, well,
Your
continue.
death caused the sale of the house that the
yeah,
murderer
the
bought.
protagonists move into. Yeah. It's my empty house that gets because I'm already dead.
Who's the hero?
Mike.
Mikey.
I'd say Mikey.
Yeah.
I mean, box tick.
Just runs me over.
He's the only one of us with any skills that might be useful in this.
Like, I've got it. Like, I've got Adam and Dave as captive. Like, they're like tied to a radiator or something weird. Or like it's a silence
I thought you were
of
going to
the
say
lambs
railway
sort
track.
of.
They're tied
She
to a
puts the
railway track.
lotion in the basket, sort of deal. And then
Yeah.
like I'm having like my "you'll never escape," and then all of a sudden in the background you hear da-da-da-da-da, and then you just appear like
I resent the fact that Adam hasn't got skills to save the world. Like, Adam can talk with the best of them. Like,
It might help. It might
You
help.
never know.
Good. Well, we've got that sorted. We'll pitch that to Netflix.
We'll be millionaires next week.
Yeah, I'd like an
Sounds
executive
yeah.
producer credit because I'm not actually in the film, really.
Yeah, you can actually direct it because you're not going to be there.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
for benefit of the podcast, I've got cords on my hoodie that I was playing with, and one of them has just bounced up and hit me in the eye. That's where
We were doing really well.
This idea of you being the hero of the story, Mike.
It's a tragic comedy.
Heroes have to be fallible, Dave. That's the point.
therein lies the brilliance of it, because I've got complexities.
Yeah, there's a bit.
No
There's like
one.
a bit of like what word am I looking for? There's like a bit of fear. That's not the right word. That's not the one we go with. When we hear da-da-da-da-da, and then he charges at me full pelt, but then I
Yeah.
just step to the side and he goes in the hole as well.
Yeah.
And
Peril.
then
That's
peril.
the
That's
beginning,
the
the
word.
beginning of
Yeah.
Act 3 when he's at his lowest ebb.
Yeah. Then he picks up Chekhov's gun.
I'm like the Michael Corleone of accessibility filmmaking. You're not meant to root for him, but you do, because you find his story all the way through.
Mm.
Same thing. Me and who's the actor? It's not Robert De Niro, is it?
Are you comparing yourself to Robert De Niro again?
Again.
I was
Again.
doing it ironically, but again, it's not as funny if you forget the fucking reference. So apologies.
I really enjoyed the last two sessions. Mikey's been like, "Fuck it." I'm gonna actually say what I think.
Mike's lost it.
I'm gonna say what I think, and normally it's just you lot are dicks.
There was at one point where I was genuinely nervous when we started this podcast on Twitch. No, I didn't even turn my tablet on until 4 minutes to 7.
So
Couldn't
join
care
us on
less.
Discord. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, if you go on the Discord, we occasionally post things that might be cakes.
Cakes. Oh no.
I'm surprised
Another one
come
of-
up as a phobia.
Another one
That
of
is a
Hannah's
phobia that I'd forgotten about.
Okay,
Yeah.
explain the phobia to the people who don't know.
No.
Peg earlier on that you posted, Adam. I
What?
thought it was a snail. The picture that you posted in the Discord.
Oh, I haven't seen it actually.
Yeah.
It could be cake.
I thought it looked like a gramophone.
It's part of an art piece at the Aston Umbrella Centre.
Oh.
Not a. I thought it was related to the podcast. So apologies. Continue.
I tweeted that we were doing a podcast about phobias, and Emma Pursehouse, poet laureate of Wolverhampton for the next 3 hours, said she hates slugs. Now,
That's not a phobia, that's an intolerance.
Well, she said slugs. Okay.
Slugs.
Now I said this is weird because
thought-
when Emma Pursehouse comes round to my house, she always looks at my wife's snails. Not a euphemism. And she likes snails, but she doesn't like slugs.
Because snails
Who
have put
are
some
just
effort
naked
into
snails?
getting a house.
Are you basically saying she's a Tory? You've made
Yeah,
some
what we're
effort.
saying is she doesn't like slugs because they're homeless.
Yeah. That's what we're saying.
That's what we're saying.
Occasionally
Revelations.
Snails
you'll
have got-
see a
the
snail
only
that's
difference
got-
between them
occasionally
is
you'll
snails
see
have
a
got
snail with
houses.
2 shells.
I said, what would happen if I took a snail out of its shell? And she went, that'd be fine because it'd still be a snail.
It would die.
Yeah, they die. My brother did experiments when he was a kid. They die.
And it's got a bit queasy.
I like the way that you said he did it as an experiment and not he was a kid and just decided to torture some small animals.
I was going to say, like, if you call it an experiment, it sounds less like torture.
No. It's still definitely torture. But there was I think he wrote things down which makes it science.
Seems legit.
I also said, what would you do if I put a shell on a slug?
Dave, if you did that, I'd probably call social services.
Emma responded with, I don't know, it might confuse me for a minute, but I would tell by its face.
Slugs have got mean features, right? That's what she's saying. And snails look like a friendly pal.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Have you
I'm
seen
with her.
snail's teeth?
No, surprisingly, Adam, I've not seen a snail's teeth.
Also, snails have got friendly features. They can stab you with a poison dart.
Oh, but that's underwater snails. I put them in
I'm
a
sorry.
different category.
Do snails and slugs look different in the obviously I know one has a shell, one doesn't. But do they look different in the face?
I reckon
All
And this
slugs
is
have got a
going off-
star on them to their-
basic guesswork that I can remember from my brain. Snails have got a nicer face.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's not a thing. That is not a thing.
I think
They
it is a
snails smile more.
Snails smile. Slugs frown.
ladies
when
and
a slug
gentlemen,
gets off a
welcome
bus,
to
slugs
Snail
don't-
or Slug.
Yeah, when a slug gets off the bus, it doesn't thank the bus driver. But
Yeah.
a snail always will. It takes a
okay.
long time.
And all
but
the snails are like, cheers, drive. And they don't.
Why are all snails from like Yorkshire?
The West Country.
Or the West
What?
Country.
Right, Joe. I don't know why your snail who is from the
Well,
West Country would think
what was
cheers,
that on
drive.
your
That's interesting.
That's what they say in
on your voiceover CV, Adam, Hannah, about the wonderful voices that you could do?
Yeah, you know what? You know
Can
what
do
happened
voice
this
of
week?
snail.
You know what happened this week? I got shortlisted for a job for the West Country tourism council board thing. Me,
What?
Hannah, your friend, he was talking immediately now to do a proper advert for a proper council in a West Country accent. Why?
What was the accent you did?
I haven't done it yet because they're coming back to me with figures and stuff.
What accent are you going to do for it?
They were like, it was based off this voice on your profile because some of the characters in my audiobooks are like proper, like over the top, like awful Bristolian, like.
Was one of them from the erotic fiction?
No.
thing?
Oh, I
No.
love it. I bit that cat. I bit that horse's arse. I love it.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
If a snail sounds like it's from the West Country, what does a slug sound like?
They're from
Like a prick.
Norfolk. They sound like they're from Norfolk
Like
because
like a prick.
it's sort of the
Norfolk.
same, but not quite.
Yeah, because Norfolk accent's quite hard, isn't it? Yeah.
Norfolk, it's like Somerset, but
I
slower.
can only say things I've heard him say on his Dark Materials, like Lyra, no, run away. That's like a Norfolk accent.
No, calm you down.
I love the idea of you getting a job, having to read out something in a Norfolk accent, and you're going, can you get them to write this
between
into
each line.
his Dark Material first?
Yeah, like the only thing I can do is like the Egyptian accent from his Dark Materials. So can you just like...
If they ever do a Dig 2 with Ray Fiennes and Kerry Mulligan, you'd be shooing
Yeah.
for the main archaeologist.
As long as I could keep saying it in that accent.
What accent will you do when they come back? I want to hear your.
It's like proper, like, oh my god, I can't even believe that you're even saying that. Like the character that they were looking at, she's like that. She's like, oh my god, I run a cake shop and I don't even know what you're talking about right now. It's that proper, like exaggerated, like not good.
Can you just do like an improvised tourism ad with that voice, please?
A tourism ad for the National Snail Museum
in Yeovil.
No slugs allowed.
What it also needs to do, Hannah, is rhyme, because we all know.
And he needs to be a villanelle. Go.
Is that in iambic pentameter or what the fuck? I can't remember all the stipulations now. There's been too many.
just do a snail museum.
All right, get yourself down to the snail museum here in Brizzle. We got lots of feet and shells, and come and visit us on Tuesdays to see them being fed leaves, I imagine. Dunno.
There are hundreds of snails all under one roof. It's called Snail Land, Snail Land, Snail Land.
Hang on. Did I hear we've got loads of feet?
That's what it's called, isn't it? It's foot.
It's called a foot.
They all have one
They're like
foot.
The slimy bit is a foot.
Oh,
Yeah, but they've only got 1 foot each, though.
Can somebody please click that?
Half price on shoes, isn't it? Like, it's all right.
I can send it to Tom from Point to Football and get his feedback.
I'm really sorry. I did warn you at the start of this podcast that I have not eaten and therefore I was going to be a bit mental, and I feel like it's gone even worse than I anticipated.
What I love is we've been going for an hour and a half about a specific podcast about phobias, and out of that hour and a half we probably spent like 7 minutes talking about phobias. And the rest of it, we've talked about the difference between snails and slugs, and would Dave eat a chocolate horse's arse out?
I love this show.
I don't want to alarm you, but I've only got like 20% battery left, and I think everyone else has gone to bed. So,
honestly, I think this is how we judge things now on. Have we gone on too long? Mikey, over to you with the battery update.
Yeah. So I would say if you don't wrap this up in the next 20 minutes, we're gonna be on danger levels. It's gonna be like speed. It's gonna be like speed with Bruce Willis. Shit.
So, what we've learned is that lots of things are scary.
Oh, God.
If you're me, lots of weird things are scary. And if you're other people, lots of legitimately dangerous things are scary, like a shark.
Yeah, but I'm also afraid of the dark, so I wouldn't like get
too. That's where sharks live.
But the dark,
no,
that's like
that.
that's a primal fear, isn't it? Because that's like, oh no, I could be attacked.
It's one of the
two
two things humans are born afraid of. It's falling. No, it's falling in the dark.
Yeah, because there's that thing where when you're going to sleep and you get that like thing.
Yeah, it's the two things that humans are naturally born afraid of.
I've heard, right, and it might not be true, that that dream you have where you're falling and you're like when you wake up. Apparently, that is your heart rate slowing down so much your body is shocking you awake.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
don't like
if
that.
you've ever had sleep paralysis,
Yeah.
like where you've woken up but your body's like, no, we're still down. Like so you have that thing where you can't do anything. That is from when we used to sleep in trees. So our bodies shut ourselves down to stop us acting out our dreams. So
not
we'd
like-
fall out of a tree.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think it's more that if you acted out your dreams, whether you were in a tree or not, you'd be a bit fucking dangerous to be around, wouldn't you?
That you'd be like me. I'm a nightmare sleeper.
Saying that though, I did once have a dream where I just went to Argos and brought a PlayStation 5.
Do you ever have dreams so real that when you wake up you're convinced they've happened?
Yeah.
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 I had a dream once where this kid in a school I used to work with made an accusation about me in the dream, and like he was a notorious liar. Like according to this lad, he taught Elton John how to play piano.
Right.
Like he was proper like one of them. So like he said he was going around going, "Oh, Miss punched me in the face," and I was like, "Obviously I didn't." And all the staff were going, "He would never lie. He would never lie."
God.
And so, like, all of the people in my dream, all the staff members were like going, "No, we totally side with the child. You're a monster." So I woke up and I was in a proper like mood because I was like, "No one believed me, dickheads." So I got to school, and my mate who had been in the dream was like, "Morning, Steph, you alright?" And I was like, "Don't talk to me." And then realised like
it wasn't
real. And she was like,
God.
"What the hell's wrong with you?" And I was like, "I'm really sorry, but you were mean to me in a dream."
Oh no, that's the worst thing to say to anyone ever.
I have had to apologise to my wife for my behaviour in her dream.
Yeah, that's just a given.
I've had multiple people tell me that they've had dreams about me being horrible to them. Like, and I'm like, what does this mean? Like am I horrible? Am I horrible? Like, why is like?
So this whole podcasty thing.
Oh shit! So
this is all just a big intervention.
I knew it. I knew I was horrible.
No, you're not horrible. You're just misguided.
Fuck you.
Exhibit A.
At this point, that's like it's a cue, mate.
But yeah, in Fee's defence, Dave, I have done the whole a boyfriend's cheated on me in the dream. So when I woke up, I'm like, "How could you do that?" And they're like, "I apologise for your imagination."
Good, and you should apologise.
And so you should. Go and buy me some chocolates because I am sad.
I often wake up thinking I haven't handed a degree essay, which is remarkable because I've been graduated for 8 years.
Yeah.
I've had that dream a lot where it's like you're about to go on stage and you realise you don't know what the play is or any of the lines. I had to play Richard III. And I had like a long cape on and I kept just swirling around in it to try and fill time while I worked out what to say.
I mean,
and I was like, that's exactly what I would do in that situation. It was like swoosh, swoosh. Now is the winter of our discontent. Swoosh, swoosh. Just over and over.
I once had that dream with Hayley Rogers in it, who I believe is lurking somewhere, not in the chat. And I messaged her in the morning, and she's like, "You ever do that in real life? We're no longer friends." Enough.
You can always tell what part of your life is like, or what teacher or manager you had was a prick as well by where your dreams are at. So I occasionally will get, if I'm really stressed, I'll get the dreams that your teeth falls out.
The teeth ones are the worst.
Which is always terrifying.
I hate the teeth ones.
Because it's something I'm already naturally scared of. Like phobia, there you go, teeth falling out. And being forgotten and dying alone. But they're quite heavy. But I'll have dreams where I'll go back to working at pizza under one specific manager who I hated.
Oh God, because that's a thing that like traumatized you.
That's my like stressy place of like this woman is an ass fuck. I hate her.
That's
hate
where your
working in
brain
this place.
associates bad feelings with.
Weird, you said arse, because my brain immediately went to horse.
I've got a book someone bought me that is 1,000 Dreams Explained.
It's actually 10
Ooh,
times more than that.
10,000 dreams.
Oh, yes.
So many more
also-
dreams than you were expecting.
Way more.
I
I
also
was thinking you should have put a bit more effort into that thank you card.
Maybe we should stop this because it feels like we're sort of tiptoeing on another podcast. This
Yeah.
feels
Well, a whole dream one.
One,
Dreams.
yeah.
Dream.
As long as,
Dreams.
yeah. I thought it was weird because I'd read about 1,000 dreams and there just seemed to be a lot more pages left.
It said 1,000. There's loads of pages left, but I'm not looking at what they are.
Nope.
No, I signed on for 1,000 dreams.
I've done my
I've only-
quota.
I've only done A to B, but no.
it's like a shit greatest showman.
Yeah. I can't help it. I'm tired. I have dyslexia. And I'm not wearing my glasses. So
It's all
all,
fine.
all of the odds were against me when I read that title.
Yeah, it was stacked against you, and you did really well considering.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, that's
We're
so
very
much
proud of
worse.
you.
That's like mom and dad at parents' evening when I've got all E's in my work, and they're like, "Yes, we've got
Your little
trouble."
pat.
Yeah,
we
you
thought
well
were
done.
raised, but you were
That
there
was-
every
It was
single
like
day.
last week when I forgot the word for action figurine boxes, and everyone shouted at me because I just.
Oh.
Oh, that's funny.
So why have you got the 10,000 Dreams book, Steph? What was the point of that? Was you going to look up?
My
Adam's
friend bought it me because I was having some strange dreams, and she was like, "I know, have a book and stop talking to me about them."
That is the problem with Dream Podcast is that everyone is bored of talking about dreams.
Yes.
Were your dreams in there, or were they in the 9,000 that you didn't read about?
Is there like a misc section at the back?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll be
I
honest.
went through a-
She
I went
doesn't
through a
listen to
phase of-
this, so I can say I don't think I've ever read it.
I went through a phase of having a lot of zombie apocalypse dreams. Often I was the hero that led people to
course.
victory. Yeah. That was-
What's your
that was
zombie
fun.
apocalypse plan?
I've got it planned out.
Middle of a maze with lots of sharpened sticks.
That is a really good idea, actually. But then you've got to build the maze, which would take time.
And then you got to make sure that the sticks are aimed properly. to
Yeah,
level
pointy
with
enough. Mm.
Because
Your
that's-
main problem in a zombie apocalypse situation, Dave, is not in fact the zombies. It's other people. Resource hoarding. That's what you've got to be cracking down on.
It's all right though, because that's never happened in the living, has it?
Mm.
Oh, Steph, you nicked me joke.
Yeah.
Proud of you, Lou.
You'll find I'm a joke hoarder. Mine.
Topical.
You may have 40,000 toilet rolls, but I have all the funnies.
But my house is where the laughs are at.
Oh, that's bad because I'm on my own.
Oh,
You've got the
Steph.
cats. What more do you want?
I'd
Wow.
hug you if you weren't so averse.
Yeah, don't touch me. Not because it's you, just don't touch me in general.
Just everybody.
No one
please,
ever
though.
touch you ever.
No.
Okay.
I just have, I think most of the time, quite dull dreams. Did I ever tell you about the dream I had where I went to Florida but only filled out the paperwork?
I like that your dreams are about admin.
To actually go on the trip.
Just did all of the.
Why can I really believe that?
Mm.
I thought that could be any play I've ever written.
Oh God, that is so Mikey.
You said dreams about admin. Hang on.
Yeah, look under S for spreadsheets.
Oh, the thing is, I've seen his photos from the New York trip, and he's just his Etsy form. Oh dear me, Mike. He dreams
Not
about
one
admin.
admin.
Dream about. We were talking about being scared of Santa. Now we're talking
Being
about
scared of Santa.
admin in
Chocolate
dreams.
horses' asses.
We never
about
even got
admin.
onto like being afraid of like food with a face. That's one of my other ones.
Food with a face.
Anthropomorphized. Not just a face. It's like anything where it's anthropomorphized. So
Right.
like
So those.
Go on,
those-
try that again.
anthropomorphized.
Close enough.
So those like smiley faces that are like hash browns would completely freak you out.
No, it's not that. No, it's when food talks to you. So when it's like, pop me in the fridge. Or like, you know, how it's written in like the first person on like, don't forget to close my lid. Like, you're talking to me now. How can I? We've got a rapport. Like,
There's dreams about paper.
oh, what do they mean?
So there is the potential for spiritual growth through both learning and creativity. A parchment scroll suggests acknowledgement of in-depth study or ancient knowledge. Blank writing paper points to lack of communication or the need to communicate with someone, but can also suggest a new beginning. Brown paper can highlight the utilitarian side of our nature. Old-fashioned parchment scrolls would suggest long-lasting information. Paper is one of those images that in dreams are dependent on the circumstances of the dreamer's life. For instance, in a student's life, paper would suggest the need to pay attention, whereas festive wrapping paper could indicate the need for or possibility of celebration.
Oh.
Not gonna lie, this sounds like bollocks.
I was about to say the one thing I'm scared of is people writing books that are full of bollocks. They've just written.
Do you mean like rubbish, or you're going to open a book and just see
Bollocks.
Just
many,
a dangling
many,
scrounge.
many testes?
They're just Barnum statements, aren't they? They're just bullshit.
Yeah, it's like horoscopes, and it's just generic. Yeah, you're going on a journey.
Shall we?
So yeah,
Hang on.
what about the podcast that we're doing?
And over to Mike with the battery update.
Easily 10% under now. So.
Okay. What are we doing next week?
I've got a list, but I can't
Stories,
remember what's
isn't
on the list.
No.
Oh,
Hopefully not.
next week's when I am not here.
Oh yeah, next week you're not here. Are you here or are you not? Are you definitely not here?
Well, so I've got a gig that starts at 8:15. So potentially I could talk to you like in the beforehand and be like, "Hey, look, it's me. I'm at a gig." It's like a kind of punk rock thing. I'm not doing punk rock. I'm doing improv. Hi, can you stop whispering? Don't like it.
Why are you doing punk rock? Are you doing? Hang on, what? Sorry, what?
Right. So what it is?
No,
somebody
don't
that-
pitch the gig because we don't want our audience going to the
Everyone will
gig.
go.
Okay, yeah, fine. Well, it's basically like it's a launch night for a punk band made up of retired women.
Oh yeah, great.
It's Ruth's thing, and me and my friend Jen are doing improv
But there are
as the headline act.
But it is going to be taking place on other nights, so you haven't got to not watch us to go and see the show. You can.
Well, it'll be happening again, I imagine, at some point. Yeah. Yeah. Don't not watch this.
What we're
if
saying
you
to
happen
is-
to be in
is
Leicester.
make your choice.
Yeah.
That includes you, Hannah.
Yeah.
Because believe me, we've got a queue.
Oh God.
Whoa.
Oh my God. This just got a little bit Squid Game. Okay.
I need to watch that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have got something in the book for next week, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us.
Thanks.
Follow us on
very
the
much.
socials. Promote the clips. I'll watch back the clips from last week, and they were amazing.
I've only done the one clip today because I was slow.
But let's be honest, I could see what clip that is, and that's pretty amazing as well. So yeah,
no.
thank you everyone. So everyone say goodbye, and we'll see you all next week, apart from Hannah.
Bye, and
Goodbye,
we'll
and see you all next week apart from Hannah.